Hey, welcome back, YouTube friends and family. So, I've been monitoring the traffic on the channel, seeing what sort of questions, comments, inquiries have come through in regards to this bike in particular. And it seems like the flavor lately has been about the seat on this bike. A lot of folks asking if it's the stock seat or why I chose this seat. So I figured, since I haven't done any videos specifically about this bike seat and the reasoning behind it, I figured this would be beneficial to a lot of you or anyone that's viewing this information the first time. Hopefully this will kind of line you up with some good insight. So the story begins with myself demoing this particular, or this Softail Slim twice, two different occasions, one on a demo day and one as just a test ride, both with the stock seat. On those occasions, I noticed some definitive things. I guess I should kind of open up by saying I'm not the tallest individual, 5'5" on a good day. So being that this thing has boards, I don't know that I would really call them forward boards, but the first concern I thought was reach, especially since I had a Sportster 48 years back and reach was kind of an issue on that bike. So I get on the Slim, I go on this demo, and I didn't have an issue reaching the boards, but with the riding position and the seat kind of putting you further back, getting good solid shifts was a bit kind of tedious. The next and most, I think, important piece is that since this thing has a decent amount of torque, and when you punch it, forces start working, I would slide towards the rear of the seat and onto the rear fender, basically. So that wasn't great. And then we all do it, right? First gear to second, second to third. If you're punching it, you want to grab clutch and kick it into the next gear. But if you're getting further away from the shifter, it's a little tough to get your toe under that shifter to bang it into the next gear. So all of these things kind of stuck with me. Not only did it put me off from buying it right away, but I had to kind of think of something to be innovative with. So immediately the first thing I thought was, I'll just get a shorter shifter. Maybe something off a Sportster, maybe something that's a couple inches shorter. It didn't really dawn on me that the seat could make a big difference. I also didn't want to be lifted up further and then have issues flat-footing the thing, especially with a bike this size. So I bought the bike anyways because I loved it and I figured I'd figure something out. And I got lucky. No sooner than I bought it did somebody with a Street Bob, say, hey, I'm just giving this seat away. Do you want it? I actually traded him. I gave him my Slim seat and I took the Street Bob seat. So it did everything I needed it to. It moved me closer to the shifter. It put a lot of support behind my back. It cradles perfectly. So even when I'm flying over an overpass or something and you have those kind of varying levels as your bike goes rocketing over the asphalt, I'm planted firmly. So I'm very, very, very happy with this seat. So I took it a step further and wanted to help you guys out. If you're considering this bike or you already own this bike and can't stand the seat and you're like, hey, I like what this guy did. A stock Street Bob seat, and I called Harley and got this quote not even 5 minutes ago, is $260. That is outrageous, especially because you can get a nice Saddleman, LaPera, Corbin, you name it, for probably about the same price, or even hell, at that point, maybe spend a little bit more because you're like, I'm going to be out this much. I might as well throw in the extra 40 and get a nice seat. And that's great. There's plenty of you out there that I'm sure want a nice Saddleman seat instead of a stock seat. I like to save a buck. I'm very happy with the seat. I have no intention of changing it, especially since it matches the passenger seat and the passenger pad. But if you are like me and you want to get something that's a little more ergonomic but save some money, the next thought I put out there is, Local upholstery. I actually called up a local upholsterer. Wow, that's getting tough to say. His name's Rex. He's very talented, very experienced in upholstery, especially in motorcycle seats, passenger seats, back pads, on and on and on. I'm actually going to utilize him for this seat when the time comes, but that's for another day. So I called him up. I said, hey, if I bring you a stock seat from a Slim, and I want you to take the upholstery off and do a fancy ergonomic, I've got lower back issues, short inseam sort of foam, and then reupholster it, what's that going to run me? And granted, we're over the phone and he can't see what I'm looking at and really give me a solid quote, but he gave me a nice range, a low end to high end. And he ballparked it around 100 up all the way up to potentially 150. And that's a big range. So all in all, it's over $100 under, even at his high end, what a stock seat costs with Harley, and a lot less than what a LePera or Corbin and those seats cost. So ultimately, you have a lot of options, guys. I hope this information helps. I'm certainly very happy with the seat I have on it, and I don't intend to change it. If you are, well, here's Rex's information. Simon Designs, Rex Simon. Like I said, his work is incredible. All you have to do is go to the Facebook page or look him up, and you can see all the work he does. But if you're local, you should be able to get a hold of him very easily and set something up. If you're not, I don't know if he does anything with out-of-state folks, like having them ship stuff in. I really don't know offhand, so I would encourage you to reach out and maybe set something up or see if he can work with you. But really good work, and yeah. So anyways, guys, I hope all this helps and gives you some food for thought if you're considering this bike or if you already have it. As always, hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and like this video. Share it with your friends that are shopping for bikes or have a Slim or heck, even a Street Bob. And be safe.